Midwest family's memories. Let's talk about Baltimore and Washington, D.C.
Baltimore is such a weird city.
It's trashy.
You get two
Please
blocks
But I
away
will
from
say
the
this.
ocean front. Forget it, you know.
I will say this: the guys who are hitting you up for money, they do stick with it. They do. I had one follow me for like a mile, and he was hitting us up the whole time, and he wasn't taking the hint, but he was sticking with it. I'll give him that much.
What you really think about it is that's actually his job.
Oh,
That thing is,
okay.
there was nobody there to tell him he's doing a good job.
Yeah. When
Unless he has a
Attaboy.
Yeah, when I went to Baltimore, I was walking down a street. On the other side of the street, this guy was like laying in the grass. And suddenly he raises his head and he's like, "Hey, give me a cigarette." And I said, I don't smoke. And then he goes, "Yeah, you screwhead." And I'm like,
Like
I don't know. You probably should have said, "Give me a minute," and see if he raises his head back up in a minute.
okay, you changed my
Let me go
mind.
get that for you. I'll be right
I
back.
can't hold it. What do you smoke? I bet it's menthol. Ugh.
that would really be a great opening scene for
Kind of like
that's awesome.
Waiting for Godot in Baltimore or something.
Where were you headed to when this guy raised his head up and hit you up for his smoke?
I was heading towards the Edgar Allan Poe house.
You know, that's exactly
shit.
what I thought you were going to say. That is exactly what the hell I thought you were going to say. See how that works? It writes itself. You're going to that ground.
Yeah, but the
guy
weird
pops up out of the
at
grass
that
after a cigarette.
at that point, the Edgar Allan Poe house was actually in a junky part of the city.
When you were near the water, it was totally good. Everything, there was money there and all that. But once you got away from the water,
Yeah. Once you got
shite.
once you got 2 blocks away from Baltimore, it was like getting 2 blocks away from Washington D.C.
You know, strangely not, the same trip I went to Baltimore, I stopped off in D.C. And that was kind of eye-opening too, because heard sirens. Literally, there wasn't a 1-minute silence. There was constantly sirens in the background. I was like, what? What the hell is this?
Yeah. I don't. When did you go to DC? Because last.
Oh, this
time I
was
went
95. This was like 95.
Yeah.
No, 35
Last
years
time
ago.
I went was probably about 2000 or so. So I haven't been there for like 25, 30 years.
Well, you know, I didn't get a chance to see all the good stuff. When we went there, and we studied with a guy in Walam on some sword stuff. But we did take a break, though. There was like a little shop down the street, and they had the biggest ginseng root I ever seen in my life. It was the great grandma of all ginseng.
Yeah,
Was it named Bill Clinton?
Had kind of a bulbous head now. But
Something serious ending.
but they had a price tag on it, and I told the guy, "What's the price? I'll pay it." And the guy wouldn't even pay attention to me.
He would
just kind of walked off.
just ignore the round eye. So
That's kind of what it was.
You were part of the inner circle.
So I was like, "Oh shit!" I walked away with a frowny face.
Oh, these Beltway blues, they got me. I'm losing my cool. Baltimore, D.C., what you do?
Will you please get me something to fucking drink?